Hey lovely viewers, welcome to another edition of Learning the Law. I'm Daniela and I have a special guest on this show today. He's a final year student of Regional Maritime University and is offering a Bachelor of Science in Nautical Science. He's an ordained man of God and a great speaker of his word. He's in the person of Prince Mayo. It's a pleasure having you on this show.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Head of the unsinkable Titanic. Well, many questions popped up after the sad event of Titanic, and these questions include why the ship sank, who was to be blamed for the sinking of Titanic, and many others. Well, the results of the investigations revealed that many safety measures and regulations of the International Maritime Laws were outdated and required a second look. So the topic for discussion today is Maritime Laws. I've compiled some questions for Captain Mayo, and I believe my viewers would love to get answers to it. But before the questions are asked, I would like Captain Mayo to talk a little bit about his course. So Captain Mayo, what is nautical science all about?
Thank you very much. Basically, nautical science is a science course. It deals mostly with navigation. People who study nautical science end up being ship captains and ship officers. They navigate the ships involved in transports of goods and services, or even passengers from one port to another. Nautical science is, to me, I believe nautical science is the bedrock of every economy, because without shipping, basically, transportation of goods and services across borders will be difficult. So that is general about nautical science.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, we'll get straight to the questions. So, what are some of the laws or conventions that govern international trade by means of the sea?
Alright, basically the United Nations, it's the body in charge of international communities, and they regulate the maritime sector, that is the shipping industry, through the International Maritime Organization, that is the IMO. So the IMO is the body in charge, the international body in charge of laws that govern the sea and the international trade. Basically, there are three main conventions and laws that govern the sea trade. One of them is the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, popularly known as SOLAS, Safety of Life at Sea. To us, it's one of the most important conventions because it looks at a general view of how to ensure that lives at sea are safe. There is safety at sea, there is safety of properties and everything. Another convention that is also very important is the International Convention on the Prevention of Pollution by Ships. You see, ships spend quite a long time at sea. Some ships can go on a journey for 3 months, 2 months, 2 weeks, a month plus, and you find out that the issue of discharge of waste, whether it be fuel waste or human waste or waste from the engines, it's very important, and it wouldn't be advisable to just dump anything into the sea. For, as you know, there are life organisms living in the sea. So the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution at Sea, it's very important. It regulates the ships and where you can discharge, what instruments and equipment you must have on board to prevent any sort of pollution. And also we have the third one, which is also very important. That is the International Convention on the Standards of Training and Certification for Watchkeeping for Seafarers. This one basically has to do with what qualifies someone to work at sea. So it looks at your certification, the training you must go through, the certificates you must have, and you don't just get up and just go and sit in the ship and say you're working on the ship. So those are the three main conventions that actually govern the international trade at sea. There are quite a lot. There are quite some other ones, but these are the three main.
Okay. So the second question is, in an event of a collision, who is to be blamed according to the law?
According to the law, no one is exempted from blame. Okay. So in event of a collision, both ships in question would share a certain amount of blame. All right. Just there are some laws we refer to as the rules of the road.
Okay.
It talks about the right of passage in an event where two ships are coming. Who should stop? Who should? I'm trying to use the practical layman term so that you understand. Who should stop? Who should give way? Who should allow the other? Which one should precede? Which one should be the stand-on vessel and all that? So in a situation whereby maybe you are coming and you know that this vessel A is supposed to be the vessel to give way, and vessel B is supposed to be the vessel to proceed, and you see that vessel A is not giving way, you don't decide to keep proceeding. After all, the law says you should give way. No, the first thing that you should do is, what can you do on your part to prevent the collision? So in event of any collision, the question that is asked is, what did you do on your part? Yes, this person is to be blamed, but what could you have done to prevent it? So in terms of collision, basically you cannot say this person 100% takes the blame and this person is free from blame. Both parties will always be blamed to some extent.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so can anyone just construct a ship?
No. Ships are very delicate. They carry life, so you don't just get up and say you want to construct a ship. There are laws that are put in place for every type of vessel, every type of ship. For example, we have tanker vessels. They carry liquid cargo. So we are looking at crude oil, we're looking at chemicals, anything in liquid form. You have ro-ro vessels, roll-on, roll-off. That's ro-ro. They basically carry cars. So you can see that for a roll-on vessel, that's a ro-ro vessel, you must be able to have a ramp that can allow the cars to be driven on and off. But then you also have another type of vessel, a bulk carrier, a container vessel. Yes. You have a general cargo vessel. So there are different kinds of vessels. So there are laws that have been put in place to determine the criteria you must follow to construct a vessel. And basically those laws are being supervised by what we call classification society. So every vessel is classified into a class. And when you come and you say, oh, I want to build a roll-off vessel, a ro-ro vessel, a vehicle carrying vessel, they give you the classification. It must have this, it must have this, it must have this. So at every stage of construction, there is supervision. They come to supervise to make sure that you are conforming to the standards. So you don't just set your own standards if you want to build a vessel. There are laid down standards for every kind of vessel. You must conform to it, and you will be supervised to ensure that you are in line with it.
Oh, okay. So what are the conditions to own a ship?
Owning a ship, anybody can own a ship. Basically, you can own a ship. Ghana used to own some ships, due to poor management, we lost them. The Black Star Line, Ghana used to have a fleet of vessels. Private companies have vessels. You can build a ship on your own. That is, you have enough money. It's quite expensive. You have enough money you go to the dry dock. You tell them, you have ship construction companies. So you tell them, I want to build a tanker vessel. They give you the specifications. If you can pay, or you can buy a vessel that is already in service. So you can contact a line and say, I want to buy this your ship, if they are willing to sell. So anybody can own a vessel. You can own a ship. Anybody can. There are no conditions to own a ship. But then, when you have a ship, there are laws concerning registration. So every ship must be registered to a country or to a nation, and that nation is referred to as the flag state. So every ship must be registered to a nation. You will fly the flag of the nation. So you can't be a ship without a country. So every ship must be registered to a flag state, to a country. So you have the American registry, you have the Liberian registry, you have the UK registry. You must register to a company, to a country. So when you register to that country, you now have the permission to fly the flag of that country. So when you look, if you get the opportunity to look at ships at sea, you will always find them flying a flag. And the flag shows, I belong to this registry, I belong to this country. So if there is any issue at sea and you're not even close to the vessel, but you're able to pick up the name of the vessel, and maybe there is a particular number we call the call sign of the ship, you can, by the flag, you can easily locate the registry. You can easily say, oh, this vessel belongs to UK. So when you can call the UK registry and say, I want particulars on this vessel. This vessel belongs to Liberia, it belongs to America, the registry. So it's quite easy. So owning a ship, anybody can buy a ship, anybody can build a ship. But then to put the ship into service, there are laws you must adhere to.
That's nice. Okay, so the next question is, what are the qualifications required by law before someone can work or board a ship?
Wow. Working on board the ship is very, very interesting actually. It's life, it's a beautiful life on its own, but then you cannot just wake up and climb the ship and say I want a job. You can't just apply, write an application letter and you'll be picked. So for starters you must have a BSc, or for like my course, BSc Nautical Science, Diploma Nautical Science, BSc Marine Engineering, Diploma Marine Engineering, but that is not the ultimate criteria. So by law, the first thing is you must have what we call the mandatory courses. There are 5 mandatory courses that every seafarer must do before you get the opportunity to go on board or to work on board the vessel, the ship. So that is the first criteria. You must undergo the mandatory courses: personal survival techniques, first aid, firefighting, and a host of others. So basically, you must have those mandatory certificates. Now, for example, I'll use myself for an example. So while I'm studying nautical science and I do my mandatory courses, I go on board the ship. You go on board the ship for the first time as a cadet, as a deck cadet. For me, as a nautical science student, you go on board the ship as a deck cadet. So after 1 year compulsory 12 months sea time, so you must be at sea for 12 months, and after that you come back, and now you would go through what we call your class 3, where you would write your certificate of competency exams. After that, you would get the certificate. Now you are certified as an officer. You are a competent officer. Then you have to go back to sea again for about a year. Then at sea now you are a 3rd officer. First you start as a cadet, now you are a 3rd officer. When you go to sea for about a year, some people will say a year, 6 months, 18 months, you will come back and now you do your class 2. And that is where you get your certificate again as a 2nd officer. Then you go to sea again for a year and sometimes a year, 6 months or more. And then you come back again to do your class 2 or your class 1. And that is where you are now certified that you have a captain's certificate. So basically with working on board, every stage has a specific certificate you must have. Every stage, the course or the industry is full of certificates. Everything, there is a certificate for practically everything. In fact, every equipment on board has a certificate. You must have a certificate that is up to date for every equipment on board. Your life vessels must have a certificate. Your life buoys, your life rafts, everything, your fire extinguisher, everything must have a certificate. So working on board the ship is practically a life of certificates. You keep going and you keep going and you keep going, and a new convention can come in today, a new law can come in that all seafarers must do this course. Immediately you must go for the certificate. Without certification, you can't work on board the ship.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really stressful with certificates.
This is getting interesting. Okay, so our last question is, what law governs the shipping industry in Ghana? Alright, so in Ghana, the Ghana Shippers Act or Shipping Act is the Act 645. Act 645, it's quite a whole lot. It talks about the laws that govern the shipping industry in Ghana, which would be in line with the laws that govern the international shipping trade under IMO. So Ghana is the signatory to IMO, the IMO charter. So most of the laws in Ghana that concern shipping will be basically in line with what the international community have set. And so Ghana is a coastal nation. Ghana has its own ports, Tema ports, Takoradi ports. They have laws that govern its operations. And if you look at the International Maritime Organization, most of the laws are enforced by governments. So the IMO makes the laws, but it is the governments that enforce the laws. So Ghana, as a signatory to the IMO Charter, enforces the laws of IMO, but the Ghana Shipping Act, it's Act 645 again. It's quite a whole document, and so you can download it.
oh yes, you can download it, and it's fun reading it actually.
Thank you so much for honoring my invitation.
Okay.
It's been great having you on this show.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, if you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.